track to do. But they also need to be careful because Democrats have already shown, well, they're not going to be blaming themselves when Obamacare finally dies and crumbles. Now, President-elect Trump, he issued this warning to the GOP and his colleagues earlier today. He tweeted out in part, quote, Republicans must be careful in that the Dems own the failed Obamacare disaster with its poor coverage and massive premium increases like the 116% hike in Arizona. Also, deductibles are so high that it is practically useless. Don't let the Schumer clowns out of this web. Now, the president-elect is 100% right. Republicans need to make President Obama and the Democrats own every lie they told, every failed promise they didn't keep, and remember all the times the president, remember this? Remember all the times he said this.
No matter how we reform health care, we will keep this promise to the American people. If you like your doctor, you will be able to keep your doctor, period. If you like your health care plan, you will be able to keep your health care plan. Period. If you like your doctor, you can keep your doctor. If you like your health care plan, you can keep your health care plan. There's no doubt that we must preserve what's best about our health care system, and that means allowing Americans who like their doctors and their health care plans to keep them. If you've got health insurance, you like your doctor, you like your plan, you can keep your doctor, you can keep your plan. Nobody is talking about taking that away from you.
Oh, really? Now, he also said the average family would save, on average, $2,500 per family per year. Well, since 2009, the average American family is paying $4,100 more. Now, we also know that what the president said about keeping your doctor and plan, that they were lies because millions of Americans lost their doctors, millions lost their plans, and that is just the start of this Obamacare disaster. Now, here's what the president and Democrats own themselves. Now, remember, this is their plan. This is their fault because not a single Republican voted for this law. Now, Obamacare premiums this year alone are increasing by 25% on average. And in Arizona, like we mentioned, well, they'll rise by this year alone 116%. Now, premiums on average for a family of four making $60,000 a year, well, that's going to spike by 43.6%. Deductibles for the same group are exploding by 22.9%. But the misery for you, the American people, it doesn't end there. Now, the president promised free market competition and choices for Americans on the exchanges. Sadly, the opposite has happened. Major insurers like Humana, Aetna, United, Blue Cross, Blue Shield, they're all pulling out of states because they are losing money on the exchanges. Humana alone, they said they lost over $1 billion just for participating in Obamacare. In states like Alabama, Alaska, Oklahoma, South Carolina, Wyoming, people buying on the exchanges, they only have one single insurer to choose from now. On top of that, the numbers of health care insurance providers to choose from on healthcare.gov, well, that's going to drop just 28% this year alone. And then there's all the taxes. The Congressional Joint Committee on Taxation has previously found that the middle class will face $377 billion in tax increases courtesy of Obamacare. And according to a recent study, the surging Obamacare premiums will cost you, the American taxpayer, an extra $9.8 billion this year alone. So the negative impact of Obamacare is obvious. You, the American people, have felt it directly, which is in part one of the reasons why so many voted for President-elect Trump. Now, yes, there are certain aspects of the law that Republicans will keep, like the issue of pre-existing conditions. But Obamacare itself is a single, fundamental, massive, big government failure that needs to be completely scrapped and redone so we can offer better care, more free market competition, and, of course, lower costs for you, the American consumer.